Ha! Ha 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 ha! I fixed the audio. Audio is good. There were two different things last week that got in the way of sound coming through, and so I had to delete those videos, which really sucked. But I'm gonna reprise those, I guess, right now, so that you don't have to miss anything, and I can feel better about myself and sleep tonight. So, first up, we have some sweet events that are coming up this week and in the near future. And then we have a bunch of cool crowdfunding campaigns that you can stay on top of. So, first up, we have the Not Impossible Awards, which are something that we're doing in collaboration with Not Impossible Labs, a pro-human technology group. And we're doing this sort of tour of different events. So this week on Wednesday in San Francisco, you can go to our event. You go to Hackster.io/contests and look for the Not Impossible Awards. And you'll be able to register via Eventbrite from there. And also the Seattle one got rescheduled due to weather issues. So that's going to be coming up on March 13th. Last week I was in Oakland for a developer week, which was super cool. There were a ton of cool demos from different companies, including a bunch of stuff about quantum computing, the blockchain, security, IoT, and other things that I think are very important right now. You might be sick of hearing blockchain right now, but people are doing some cool new stuff with it that could be worth checking out. So look at the hashtags for Developer Week or Developer Week 2019 on social media, and you should be able to find lots of cool stuff that was talked about and look into that a little bit more. Next up, we have Mobile World Congress, which is happening this week, 25th through the 28th in Barcelona. I wish I could be there. It looks so amazing. Also, Barcelona is supposed to be really gorgeous. However, we're not there. But you could be if you are nearby and or if you have the time to get out there. Check out Mobile World Congress 2019. That's mwcbarcelona.com. Wow, that really turned into commercial voice, didn't it? Anyway. We've got Embedded World 2019 coming up as well. That is going to be on the 26th through the 28th in Nuremberg, Germany. Again, if you're anywhere in Europe, you have the chance to check out both of these festivals if you can just hop on Ryanair or something. Does that still exist? Anyway, yeah, so this is a huge, more sort of corporate, more sort of B2B conference where there's all kinds of chip manufacturers, PCB manufacturers, people who make little stuff that goes into machines, hence the name Embedded World. I was there with Cyprus a couple of years ago, and it was really cool. There's robots, there's cool stuff, and I'm going to check again to make sure that the audio is working because I don't want a repeat of last week. It would be so sad. Anyone? Okay, I'm not being inundated with comments that there's no audio, so I think we're good. Next up, the call for makers for Maker Faire Bay Area. This week the problems are organic. Has opened, so if you want to submit like a talk or a booth or whatever, apply now at makerfair.com, and you can even go to /bay-area and click on the little call for makers is open link there. You can submit your thingy. Also, KaiCon 2019 is coming up. That is going to be in April, the 26th and 27th, in Chicago, Illinois. Hopefully it will be not as snowy then as it has been lately. And yeah, super excited. I'm going to try and go to that because it seems awesome. We've got a bunch of cool friends out in Chicago. You've got Drew Festini, you've got Chris Gamble from the Amp Hour. You've got all these cool people out there. And so I'm really excited to go check out their hacker spaces and stuff as well. They've got Pumping Station 1 and a couple of others. Check out What is KaiCon. They've got a list of talks already. Wow. But, oh, yeah, you can submit your own talk as well. So submit your thing for Maker Faire, submit your thing for KaiCon. Go to the Not Impossible Awards. Check that out on the contests page. And go to Developer Week. Or no, you can't do that. That was last week. But check out Mobile World Congress 2019 in Barcelona and Embedded World in Nuremberg. Fantastic. Next up, so I admit that the name Hot Tips here was kind of a cheap pun on soldering irons. So get your soldering irons ready for these next few, which are your crowdfunding campaigns. We've got, close this. We've got the glow tie, which I love for obvious reasons, besides a few not immediately obvious reasons too. So duh, it's a piece of formal wear that glows, that's fantastic. It's a pun, great. Or at least a portmanteau, you know? And you've got these, what look like neopixels to me, programmable by an ESP8266. The cool thing about this is that the system runs by it putting out its own little Wi-Fi network that you connect to with your phone, and it serves a little web page where it has sliders and stuff with colors and animations and whatnot, and that's how you tell it what to look like. So you can customize it, and you've got all these dapper people looking just glorious. In the glow tie on the page. And one of my favorite things about this campaign is that he shows the whole prototyping process, not only in these cool little GIFs, but also in this video down here. Wait, where is it? Oh, here we go. Cleverly hidden as a video. Wait, not hidden at all. Yeah, so here he talks about the soldering process, for example, here. It's on a matte black PCB, which, as we all hopefully know, is my absolute favorite of all time. It's the most beautiful, aesthetically pleasing color of solder mask, and it just goes so well with that gold Enig coating and the white silk screen. No one's ever going to see that because it's, you know, inside of a cloth enclosure. Otherwise, you'd be blinding people with your little shiny things in their faces, always a consideration with LED projects. But also he goes into the prototyping process with this Adafruit Perma-Proto board and some pogo pins, which make it easy to just squash your board down on top of them. The connections are securely made, and then you can program a ton of boards in a row without having to, you know, plug and unplug a bunch of things and rip off your fingernails in the process. Very cool. So that's really rad. Next up, we have a few different robots. As usual, Kickstarter has a bunch of robots for learning to program or teaching your kids to program or being a kid learning to program with robots. And so this is one that's based on, well, it's produced by Sphero, which is this awesome company that you've probably seen their little orb that rolls around. Basically, it uses motors to displace this weight, like swing it to one side, and then that interacts with gravity to make the thing roll around, right? Super cool. And it lights up and stuff. Well, now they've made a cool little car. They made a sort of cylindrical rover before called the Ollie, which could actually jump, which is amazing. This one, they put out a survey to be like, what do people want in a little robot car? And they came up with a bunch of different responses, including, let's see, where is it? People asked for something that can conquer all kinds of surfaces, which they did. Recognizes faces, has an onboard camera, responds to voice commands, maps the environment, streams music, plays laser tag, carries groceries, and flings potatoes into the stratosphere. So they did not do all of that. They made a platform that makes it easy for you to do that, and therefore learn a bunch of cool stuff in the process. It's really cute. And while there are a lot of robots that are designed for kids and do sort of block programming, and then there's like Scratch or whatever, or Blockly or Microsoft MakeCode or whatever, there's some that do both block programming and text programming, so you can swap between like block programming and JavaScript or Python or something. This one goes even further. You can also program it at an even lower level by drawing. So someone who can't even, you know, drag blocks around yet and like read and write and stuff can draw a little thing and it'll like move around. You can make some cool spatial reasoning things happen there. So your cat could program this robot. That's how cool it is. Plus, it's super build ontoable. You can read a ton more about this, and I think it's just a fantastic thing to support. Plus, it's got a little face. Okay, so this is actually a big thing for me because there's this concept pareidolia, which is like seeing faces in stuff, right? In things that are not faces. And this has it as out the wazoo. It's got this adorable little like ee face, right? And I think that something with personality, like robots have to have a personality, and this one has it in spades, and it's fantastic. So how much is this? This one is $200 if you get the early bird version. You've got limited amounts available, so go for it. And it ships in October. Plus there's 24 days left to go, so you can jump on this now. Oh, also it's like way funded. It's like 4 times funded almost after just a couple of days. That's very exciting. People are very excited about this. It's very exciting. I'm very excited. Anyway, next up we have the Mind Kit, which is a maker kit exclusively for robotics. This one is a little bit more advanced and more modular, so whereas with the previous one, the Sphero rover, you would end up, connecting things with wires and whatnot. This one has an sort of intuitive, innovative stacking design. I can't talk today. I like snacking design though, that's good. So this has a stacking design, and it sort of runs on this cerebrum unit, which is the brains of the robot, and then you can connect various other options to it. So there's a rover option, there's actually several rover options. You can make it grab people. That's cute, I guess. There's a LiDAR unit and things like that. Down here is the list of everything you can get. So there's a LiDAR unit, there's a microarray for if you want to build your own like assistant or something that responds to voice commands and can figure out where sound is coming from, or maybe can hide from people that hears approaching. I think that'd be really cute. So then there's the Cerebrum, which hosts this Mind OS thing that we're going to talk about. There's an infrared light sensor and a distance measure sensor, which I'm not sure if that's ultrasonic or infrared again. Not sure. There's a servo controller, there's a robot battery with a power adapter, and then you've got these 3 robot bases. So there's a rover base, a soccer base, and a tank base. The tank base has 2 stacks where you can put stuff. Very cool. Check this out. 54 programmable pins, 6 USB-C ports, and they sort of lock together with this little prong mechanism. That's pretty cool. You can see more details about each of the modules down here. But let's talk real quick about the Mind OS system. So this is not the first robot that these folks have made. They previously made a Hex robot with 6 legs, and people have been playing around with that with Mind OS version 1, and this is Mind OS 2.0. It can work with ROS, the robot operating system. It can work with OpenCV, the Open Computer Vision system, and Golang. And you do program this a lot more sort of nuts and boltsy with words rather than just dropping stuff around, but presumably you could write your own thing. Anyway, look at this, look at this. SLAM experiment, very cool, using the LiDAR. SLAM stands for simultaneous location and mapping, if you're not that into robots. So yeah, check that out. Lots of cool stuff. This is the Mind Kit. You can get it a basic kit with just the Cerebrum for $99, and that ships in September. For $300, you get the Rover Base kit with the Cerebrum, battery, base, Rover Base, power adapter, and free shipping, and that also ships in September. So that's sort of your price range there, and they're about halfway to their goal. If you want to see this become a reality, then jump on it. You've got 23 days left to go. And then finally, this one is not crowdfunding right now, but it's very cool, and you can pre-order it. It's called Misty. They are releasing the Misty 2 robot. This is actually also an offshoot of the Sphero team, although it's a separate company. And it is so cool! It has a ton of personality, speaking of that. It's designed to help people who know how to write software get into robotics if you're really serious about it. Now this is the thing. This one costs about $3,000, or $2,400. That's a lot less. But it's still, it's a bunch. And so they justify that, for sure. It is a serious piece of technology. There's all these places where you can snap on magnetic modules with electronic connectors. There's a capacitive touch sensor in the head, so you can like pat it on the head and it'll respond and stuff. It's got all these cool, really cool things already set up on it, including deep learning and AI, with the Qualcomm Snapdragon Neural Processing Engine. Wow, yeah. So if you're curious about going deeper into robotics and not just doing one of these sort of like playthings, these are really cool. I mean, it's cool. But if you really want to dig into it and like snap on your own modules and stuff. You totally can with this. It's got such a cool design. And I have a bunch of footage of demos of it doing things at CES, but I have not edited that together yet. So that's going to be coming up for a Throwback Thursday. But you can dive into all of the tech on here. There's, for example, one demo that they showed me was where it can sit on your desk and detect whether it's you or someone else sitting down at your desk. And if it's not you, then it talks to them and is like, what are you doing? And then it can send you a text and a picture of the person being like, what's this person doing? So it can be your little friend, companion. For those of us who get along with robots better than with humans, I know a few people like that. Not a bad thing. But anyway, go to their page and you can pre-order this now. So it's mistyrobotics.com. Oh yeah, and Rebecca, so at Developer Week last week, Rebecca Toe from Xilinx was taking some really cute video with the one that they had rolling around. It had a little sign to its taped to its head that said beer please, and she got a little cheers with it. So this is kind of a size reference compared to a beer bottle. It's small and dense and super cute. So again, that is Misty Robotics, the Misty 2 robot. They're on their second iteration, and it's designed to be really programmable and really sort of like, you're super into this stuff, you want to go deep. You've got the Mind Kit, which is this one with 3 robotic bases, and the Cerebrum and the Mind Kit. You've got the Sphero RVR or robot, or rover, go anywhere, do anything, programmable robot. These things are really tough because they've been building things for kids and pets and stuff to play with. So you better believe that it can handle like some high schoolers and stuff. It's durable and still cute. And it's way funded. So then we also have the Glow Tie, which is almost 150% funded. So excited for Steven here. Go check out, at least go check out the build process because it's really interesting seeing how someone brings something like this to life. And order one if you want to be the most glamorous person at your next thingy. I mean, I feel like it's appropriate given the Oscars just now. You can see his first version that was just a simple 3D printed tie. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with me while we had technical issues last week. I'm going to double check again to make sure that people aren't telling me that there's no sound, because that's going to haunt my dreams now. Yay! Oh, great, people. There's audio. That's so good. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome week. I feel like I'm starting it out as a new person. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.